This is a video camera application called Kinomatic. Probably my favourite video camera application currently. One of my favourite features is the fact that the white balance doesn't wander about. You can see it basically, and I don't know if this is a bug or a feature at this point, but basically that won't move until I manually ask it to see what the white balance should be. You can also, set it at various predetermined temperatures, which I think is really useful, because most camera applications, they let you manually override everything, including the white balance, but they don't sort of have they don't do what this application does exactly the same. I mean, obviously they do. God, I'm gonna have to edit this because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, does it? Anyway, but so basically, one of the features I like, you can just set the white balance and it won't wander around, and obviously it's still got the double reticle thing, as popularized by things like Filmic Pro. You've got your audio gain monitor up there. It seems quite low at the moment, but there you go. I've got the stabilizer turned off, so we can turn the stabilizer on. It's got all that good stuff. And if we go through the configuration, you can see we've got standard kind of frame rates. You can monitor the audio, set your audio compression, you can put grid of thirds and widescreen mats in there, persistence settings, and then we've got the, as you can see, the battery meter and a disk space meter. You can set the zoom speed, but this is another application which you can have HDR video on or off, and it's obviously on hardware that supports it. Smooth autofocus is not needed for iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. I actually find it degrades the autofocus performance. So that's the configuration options, which you can set manually, sort of behind the scenes. But there is also a number of presets, so this will just sort of quickly take you to a standard, or you can save your own. But like I say, the main reason I like this application is it's a mix of all the best parts of lots of the other applications, but presented, to my mind, in a much simpler way. And like I say, I like the fact that the white balance is kind of never ever gonna wander around. So you can't, because you can obviously fix white balance. If the white balance stays fixed, you can change it to whatever you want in post-production. Whereas if it's calibrating throughout, it's gonna be a bit rubbish. So like I say, I mean, obviously you can still lock all the other bits and pieces, but like I say, for me, for the sort of work I do, it's critical, absolutely critical, that the white balance doesn't wander around. I'm quite happy with the autofocus. I'm happy to have autofocus going on all the time. See, it's not coping too well there, probably a bit too close. So yeah, it's currently my favourite iPhone video camera application. Oh, it's got a built-in editor as well. Okay, but personally I don't use it. I find really there's nothing really to match iMovie for simplicity, or CuteCut Pro if you want to do something a bit more complex. So there's, like I said, beginnings of a video editor, but I've never used it. I just use the camera. And like I say, one of the main reasons I use the camera is because that white balance will just always stay put, and for me that's really useful.